there is a sad issue. A sad issue when it comes to comic book characters and the fact of TV shows exist. We have two issues and we have two examples and one that actually is like still good. Let's just go with the one that's still good. Batman, no matter what you do, you're able to actually surprise people on what you can do with Batman. I mean, just because you saw the Batman doesn't mean you actually know what's going to happen in The Dark Knight or in Dark Knight Rises. You don't know. But the sad truth is that when it comes to Spider-Man Homecoming, perhaps, that's one, and The Flash, we already know what he's capable of. But the craziest thing is that when it comes to The Flash, however, somehow he was able to dodge, no pun intended, the issue of, well, Barry could have done it this way, Barry could have done it that way, of the CW, he could have did this, he could have did that. The funniest part is, like, I think they most likely made it jarring that they were having babies up in here. Yeah, not to mention the fact of where they also did something different where they were like, hey, his metabolism, and so they were able to change it up to the point where it's like you can't truly say Barry does this, Barry does that from the CW. He has to do it his own way, and well, he has to break vending machines and steal stuff from people. Yep, steal food from people. It's like, oh good lord. But the worst one has to be Spider-Man Homecoming. There's like at least a couple of scenes that is like so messed up. That's like, I could give you one good example. Remember Spider-Man was trying to get the Tinkerer and the Shocker, trying to get them busted with their van, and then one of their actual doors came off. Well, in Spectacular Spider-Man, I think it could even be the first episode too, where it's like, oh dang. But I think it's episode 3. Don't quote me on this, but he did the same exact thing, and he took the freaking door that came loose, used it as a jet ski, and kept webbing and still stayed on the van. What did this Spider-Man do that we got in the MCU? He didn't take the freaking... And it's not even funny where you're like, oh, but the Spectacular Spider-Man had experience. It's like, no, the MCU Spider-Man actually has more experience than the Spectacular Spider-Man, because he was Spider-Man for like at least 5 months. This Spider-Man, he was, I think, at least 9 months, believe it or not. But if we go by how crazy it is, Civil War was 2016, right? The Spider-Man movie came out. So basically, he had like at least 1 year plus of experience. Versus Spectacular Spider-Man, which he only had 5 months. But yet he figured it out. Wow, this one, why didn't you get on the damn car? Why did you get on the car? Now here he is getting dragged by the freaking van versus get on the damn freaking door of the van that just broke off and slide with them. There you go. And it's like, no, he didn't. It's like, I know that would have been easier. That would have caused some issues of where it's like, yeah, but it's like, no, they could have just shot him with the freaking weapon and he's knocked the frick out, versus what happened to him, which is they got away because he didn't think. There's at least 2 or 3 more incidents in Spider-Man Homecoming where it's like, Spectacular Spider-Man knew what to do, and he only just had 5 months experience. The heck? Yeah, that's where it's like, this is an upward hill battle here. Upward hill battle. It gets even funnier where it's like, yeah, and Sony didn't really have much to do in that movie. It was Marvel, and it's like, so if Sony would actually told them, hey, Disney, you canceled the show to actually, but it's like, it wasn't Marvel's fault, but still, it's like, they should have saw Spectacular Spider-Man and know that, hey, they're going to compare notes with them both. The one that actually is like, you did exactly what it did. But in the end, it's like, you got to be careful. because what you do in a TV show could actually haunt the movie, and if we already know what they're capable of, it's messed up where it's like, then we expect you to do the same thing because, again, 5 months, a year plus. 5 months, a year plus. Don't understand how you couldn't actually figure that out.
Hold it, son. Wouldn't you rather have an exciting action figure?
Ah, but only Batman fits in my Batmobile.
Hurrah!